Hey guys, I've been feeling a little under the weather, so I thought I would show you how I do my in-home manicure this time. I do have to play piano, so my fingernails are pretty short most of the time. I've been growing them out recently, but since I'm teaching again, that's important. But that doesn't mean that your nails can't be beautiful anyway. The first step is definitely a cuticle remover of some sort. This is the Blue Cross version, and I just put a little bit in a small bottle so it's easier to get out. This softens up your cuticles so it makes it easier to remove all of the dead skin. Now, the dead skin that you're trying to remove is only what's on the nail, not the actual cuticle itself. It is a little bit harder to see, especially if yours are fine. But if you find that you have skin sort of growing over the bottom of your nail bed, this is what will get rid of that. So I start by putting some on all of my fingers just so that it can start to soak in, including my left hand. And I will talk a little bit in a little bit about how I do my left hand because I know that some people have a hard time with that. So this is just going to get started with relaxing all of that skin. Now, don't ever use a metal pusher. I'm a horrible person for using a metal pusher right now. It's really bad for your nails because the metal is stronger than your nails are. But I couldn't find my plastic or my wooden pushers, but just so you know, those are the correct decisions. So as you can see, I just put some more on that one finger, and now I'm going in with a pusher, and I'm getting rid of all of that dead skin that's growing over the nail. Because this was a metal pusher, I didn't want to work too hard on it and ruin my nails, so this isn't perfect. And also, it's kind of an awkward angle to shoot my nails for the camera instead of for myself, so sorry, this isn't probably my very best manicure, but we'll get over it, I suppose. And then you just go ahead and do that for all of your nails, just working only on the skin that is on the nails themselves. Don't actually try and like clip your cuticles or anything like that. Then once we're done with that, we go on to the next step, which is moisturizing those cuticles. These are 3 different cuticle moisturizers that I have for you. This first is the Deborah Lippmann The Cure. I like this. It's very creamy and it sort of soaks into your skin really fast. So I like this a lot for when I'm out and about during the day and I just want to moisturize really quickly. The next is the OPI Avaplex To Go, and I like their oil, but it is very oily, and I don't like this kind of brush, so I don't use it very often. The Burt's Bees Cuticle Butter is my favorite, though. I think I have probably 5 tins of this laying around my house, and it's one of the few products that I have actually finished more than one of, and as you can see, this one's actually getting pretty low, too. So I just sort of scrape that out with my nails so that I don't have to, like, fight with it when my nails are longer, and then just rub that into all of your nails. And this is just going to really help keep everything super moisturized and wonderful, especially as we are going in with acetone soon. So here I have a secret for you on how I unroll my cotton balls. I don't just use a cotton ball, I unroll it. FYI, all cotton balls should do this, and it gets you a lot more surface area. So the next thing I do is I fold it up, and then when you get it wet with nail polish remover, you have like a single square for each nail, and that's really useful actually. So if you aren't doing this, you should try it and see if it changes anything for you. And I'm going in with I'm going in with this nail polish remover to prepare that nail bed. Because I moisturize my cuticles, that's great, but you don't want all of that extra moisture and oil on your nail itself, or this won't adhere. So once you've prepared the nail bed, you can go in with your base coat. This is the Orly Nail Defense. I'm also using the Orly Top Coat. They're perfectly acceptable, but they're not like Holy Grail status or anything. This is why I hate using cotton balls. Gross. So if you have a Holy Grail nail base and top coat, I would love to hear it. I am very interested in trying out new ones once this one is empty. And yeah, that was pretty long. Sorry. Now we're going to go in with a color. This is the OPI shade Manicurist of Seville. I really like this color, but I'm also really into creams right now, so it's kind of boring, but that's fine. This is the important part, really. It's this application process. So as you can see, I start with one stroke right down the center of the nail, then one stroke to either side. And you can even start a little bit away from the cuticle and then slowly press back toward the cuticle, and then again do each side. This helps keep your cuticles really neat, and this is also how you get the really nice curve at the bottom of the nail. So it's kind of weird at first if you've never done it that way, but the more you practice it, the better you get at it, and it really does make everything a lot easier in the long term. So, yeah. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it. See if it changes your nail application process at all. Now, to paint my right hand, I do that by sort of getting my left hand into a position that it's comfortable with and then rotating my right hand around that. So the left hand doesn't have to get itself into as many different positions. That way it can be a little bit more stable because the right hand is more stable, or vice versa if you are left-handed, obviously. But your non-dominant hand definitely needs a little bit of help with that. So do as much of the movement as you can with your dominant hand, excuse me. And I have found that that helps a lot. Of course, there is still some mess, but I will show you in just a minute how to clean that up too. So there you go, that's one coat. It's in pretty good shape, but most colors, to be quite honest, I will do two. A lot of the time it just helps really deepen the color, and I also just, I don't know, I like doing two because I'm crazy. But there are a few that I'll only do one, and it's great, and those are beautiful polishes. But a lot I will do two just to be sure. And if at two I'm still not convinced it's perfect, then I might try a third. You guys know how it is. So going on to the left hand, just that same thing. Do as much of the movement with your dominant hand as you can. Now for the cleanup, I'm going to take just a little bit of pure acetone. I think this is, what is that, Kroger brand? And I just pour it into the cap so that it's easy to get to. And then I have a small angled brush. There are some people who use all sorts of brushes. Use whatever's best for you, but this is what I've been using for actually a couple years now. And that cotton was just so that I could get all of the excess acetone off of it. And then you're just going to take this brush and clean up the edges. So if you just take it like under the edge of the nail or around the cuticle where you might have gotten too much, if you take it really slow and in a sweeping motion, then it makes it one long continuous line and it gets rid of all of the extra crap that you might have left behind. Now is the time for top coat. This is Orly's In a Snap, which is a quick drying top coat, but it's not as fast as something like, say, Sèche Vite or Poche or Out the Door, any of those real big names in quick drying top coats. That's sort of a trade-off for me, though. If you're really in a hurry, those are great, but they tend to not stay as glossy, and they also tend to not have as good of wear time. So if you can find something that dries a little slower, but doesn't drive you too crazy with how long it takes, then usually that's kind of worth the trade-off, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. So there you have it. Those are my beautiful nails. They are not probably the most perfect manicure I've ever given myself, but as you can see, they're really neat and tidy, so even on short nails, it makes you look like you're really putting in the effort that you need to really look like a polished human being sometimes. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again next Monday. Bye!